Here's a question that might stop you in your tracks. Who are you? Not your name, not your job title, not your relationship status, or your bank account. Those are just labels attached to you. But who are you actually? Most people have never asked this question seriously. They know their name, their age, where they live, what size clothes they wear. But that's not you. That's just information about the vehicle you're driving. And here's why this matters more than you think. The fact that you don't know who you really are is the exact reason you feel stuck. It's why you react to everything around you instead of creating what you want. It's why 95% of people spend their entire lives never living the way they actually want to live. You're not stuck because you lack opportunity or talent or resources. You're stuck because you've confused your circumstances with your identity. You think you are your past, your body, your current situation. And as long as you believe that, nothing fundamental can change. If you're still here, you're ready for something deeper than surface-level motivation. What I'm about to share will show you who you actually are beneath all the conditioning, and why understanding this changes everything about what becomes possible in your life. Let me show you what's actually going on. When someone asks who you are, you probably give them your name. But your name isn't you. It's just two words your parents assigned to you. Then you might point to your body. This is me. But that's not you either. You don't say, I am hand or I am leg. You say my hand, my leg, my body. So if you're not your name and you're not your body, who are you? Here's the truth. You're a spiritual being with an intellect, living in a physical body. But because you lack awareness of this, you've become completely identified with the physical world. You let things outside of you control you. This is the core problem. 95% of people aren't actually living. They're reacting. Something happens at work, you react. Someone says something, you react. The news tells you the economy's bad, you react. You're like a pinball bouncing off whatever hits you, never choosing your own direction. You have a conscious mind, the part listening right now that can think about anything you want. This is your aware, reasoning mind that can visualize the future and make conscious choices. But beneath that is your subconscious mind, and it's been programmed. From infancy, everything around you went straight in. Your family's beliefs, their fears, their limitations, how they thought about money, relationships, possibility. All that conditioning formed a paradigm, automatic responses that now run your life without your awareness. This paradigm controls how you see yourself. It creates your self-image, and your self-image determines everything. What you think you're capable of, what you think you deserve, what feels possible for you. If you were raised around struggle, your paradigm tells you struggle is normal. If you were told you weren't smart enough, your paradigm believes it. If you absorbed, people like us don't do that, your paradigm enforces that boundary. Here's the critical part. Your conscious thoughts alone can't override your paradigm. You can say, I'm going to be confident today, but if your subconscious paradigm holds a different image, your paradigm wins every time. The paradigm creates discomfort when you try to think or act outside of it. It makes new possibilities feel wrong, unsafe, not you. So you retreat to what's familiar, even when familiar means stuck. This is why highly educated people can still struggle. Education, as we define it, is just gathering information. It's filling your conscious mind with knowledge. But knowledge in your conscious mind means nothing if your subconscious paradigm wasn't built to support it. Real education, from Educo, meaning to draw out from within, is about developing your faculties. Understanding that you're not just a physical being reacting to circumstances, but consciousness with the power to build images in your mind and make them real. You're not who you think you are. You're not your history. You're not your current circumstances. You're the awareness beneath all of that. The one who can choose what to think. The one who can build new images. The one who can consciously create instead of unconsciously react. So, how do you shift from reacting to creating? Stop letting your environment define you. Right now, you probably act like the people around you. You picked up their language, beliefs, behaviors. But if you keep copying everyone around you, you get the same results everyone around you is getting. Statistically, 95% of people work their entire lives and end up with hardly any money. 95% never live the way they want to live. The question becomes, do you want to fit in with the 95% or think for yourself? Most people never stop to ask, is there a better way? Catch yourself conforming automatically. When you're about to do something because that's how everyone does it, pause. Ask, is this actually the best way, or am I just following the herd? You're not trying to be different for the sake of it. You're recognizing that you are different. You think different thoughts. You have different potential. Understand what you're actually capable of. The biggest part of who you are is non-physical. What you see, this body, these circumstances, is just the physical manifestation of your consciousness. And consciousness is where everything begins. Every physical thing started as a thought. Someone had to build an image in their mind before it could exist in reality. That's your power. If you can build an image in your mind, really see it, feel it, make it vivid, you're capable of building a physical replica in your world. If you build an image of yourself as happy and relaxed, you can live like that. If you build an image of yourself as prosperous, you can become prosperous. Because you're using the same creative process that builds everything. Try this. Think of one thing you want, but don't currently have. Specifically. Got it? Now here's the critical part. You're going to have thoughts about why you can't get it. I'm too old. I don't have the skills. People like me don't do that. That's your paradigm defending itself. You can reject those thoughts, literally kick them out. Thinking about why you can't do something never helps. Instead, ask, how can I do this? Keep thinking until you get thoughts about how. The way will be shown in the form of images in your mind. Work on your self-image. Your self-image is the picture you hold of who you are. This image determines what you think you can do, what you deserve, what feels possible. Most people have a poor self-image because they don't know much about their real selves, not just their history. But you can change your self-image, and when you change it, everything changes. Here's how. Sit down, relax completely, and visualize yourself the way you want to be. See yourself acting how you want to act, relating to people how you want to relate, living how you want to live. Build a detailed picture. How do you carry yourself? How do you speak? How do you feel? Then write it out in present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that I see myself. Describe it like it's already true. Most people will laugh. That's not realistic, but it's the most realistic thing you can do. It's following success principles that have worked for thousands of years. Read what you wrote every day. Carry it with you. At first, it will feel like a lie. That's your paradigm resisting. But read it often enough. You'll start to believe it. And when you believe it, your actions align with it, and your reality follows. We become what we think about. That's not motivation, that's mechanics. Let's talk about what this looks like in real life. You're at work, something goes wrong. Your immediate reaction is stress, panic, that familiar, "this always happens to me." That's your paradigm running, your conditioned response. In this moment, you have a choice. Let the automatic reaction run and reinforce the pattern, or consciously choose a different thought. Ask yourself, do I want to get emotionally involved in this negative idea? Every time you get emotionally involved with a thought, you program it deeper. If it's negative and won't help you get where you want to go, reject it. That thought doesn't serve me. I'm choosing a different one. This isn't toxic positivity. This is refusing to let external circumstances control your internal state. Understanding you're not your circumstances. You're the consciousness that responds to them. Or relationships. Someone criticizes you, tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, capable enough. Your immediate reaction might be to believe them. Let it confirm your worst thoughts. But remember, you're not your body, your history, or what other people say. You decide what thoughts you accept. Their opinion is just information. Ask yourself, will accepting this help me get where I want to go? If no, reject it. With goals, you want something big, a business, creative achievement, life change. Your paradigm throws up resistance. People like us don't do that. You don't have what it takes. That's not realistic. Recognize those aren't truths. They're just conditioning. Old programs running. Write out your goals specifically. Describe it in detail. Read it every day. Every time your paradigm objects, reject the objection and redirect to, how can I do this? At first, this feels fake, uncomfortable, like you're lying to yourself. That discomfort is your paradigm defending the old self-image. But stay with it. The discomfort is the gap between who you've been conditioned to be and who you actually are. You're not becoming someone else. You're clearing false limitations so your real nature can emerge. Gradually, not instantly, but inevitably, your self-image shifts. Your paradigm reprograms. What felt impossible starts to feel natural. Here's what becomes possible when you understand who you really are. You stop being controlled by your conditioning. You recognize you were programmed, but now you can choose. You can consciously reprogram. You stop reacting and start creating. Because you understand you're not a physical being at the mercy of circumstances. You're a spiritual being with intellect, capable of building images in your mind and making them real. Imagine 6 months from now, you've been working on your self-image, consciously choosing your thoughts instead of automatically accepting whatever comes. Building the image of who you want to be and reading it daily until it becomes real. You carry yourself differently, relate to people differently. Opportunities that never appeared before suddenly show up. Not because the world changed, because you changed who you believe you are. This is how every major achievement happens. Edison, Marconi, Fuller, they weren't smarter than you. They just understood who they really were. They knew they weren't their past, education, or other people's opinions. They were consciousness with power to create. That's exactly what you are. But this is ongoing work. Your environment will constantly try to pull you back. Your paradigm will resist new images. The difference is, now you'll recognize it. You'll catch yourself reacting and consciously choose differently. You'll notice limiting thoughts and reject them because you know who you really are, and that knowledge changes everything. So, what's one limiting belief you've been carrying? One idea about who you are or what you're capable of that's actually just old conditioning, not truth? Drop it in the comments. Not to shame yourself, to make it conscious. Because you can't change a paradigm you won't acknowledge. Share your limiting belief. Share what you're doing to reprogram it. Your awareness might be exactly what someone else needs. Here's the truth that will set you free. You are not your name, not your body, not your past, job, circumstances, or current self-image. You are infinite consciousness, temporarily focused in this physical experience, with power to think any thought, build any image, create any reality that doesn't violate the rights of others. Your conditioning told you otherwise. Your paradigm kept you small. Your environment tried to make you conform. But now you know better. You're not who you thought you were. You're so much more. Start seeing yourself that way. Build the image. Read it daily. Get emotionally involved with the truth of who you really are. And watch everything change. What's the new self-image you're choosing to build? Start today.